Salutations as always, and welcome to the Logic Lounge with Fleazy Jones. That's me, episode 91, brought to you by my brother and the General Block Legend 7. Man, I'm 9 away from 100, and shit just keep getting better, man. This brother that I get to have a sit down with today, I had the honor of meeting him, had the honor of somewhat working with him, and now we're doing it again, and that's DJ Tough Luck Kid, representing Virginia, started in Fredericksburg, currently now in Richmond. This dude, to me, is bringing back the art of dope ass samples and just feel good ass music. He's working right next to one of my current favorite artists right now, which is Chandler. Shots out. And like I say, real chill dude, man. I'm trying to find a better word than humble. Humble is not, I'm learning, is not exactly what I thought it meant. But this dude is real chill, man. He has a real, just genuine soul, man. And his music is, I mean, if you heard this shit sick, man, I ain't not gonna waste the time. I want to bring this brother up and talk to him. Exactly, Nay. Damn it, Chandler. Man of the hour, and the man of the hour has arrived.
What is
Dude,
up,
dude.
dude? I am so excited, man. I missed your ass, man.
I feel like, man, tough luck. I feel like the same way I feel with Chandler. I feel like I know you guys.
Mm.
That that show was so, I don't know the word. It's just wholesome. You know what I mean? It was a wholesome show. I wasn't worried about shit. And then, like, literally, I'm sitting across from you, and I told my brother, I'm like, yo, tough luck kid right there. And I mean, to talk to you, you were super humble. Again, I gotta find a better word because it does not mean what I thought it means. But you have a real chill soul, and it's like the music. Because now I've been listening, man. You've been dropping tracks after tracks on your fucking platform, and I'm excited at every single one I've heard, man. I am very grateful for you taking the time to sit with me on the Logic Lounge,
Dude,
man.
no,
This
I am honored, man. Your soul is insane. The love you give to like all these artists, including myself, including Chandler, like you show so much love, and I'm a big believer in like you give what you get what you give,
right.
and like I'm honored to have met you, and thank you so much for putting me on this platform. I really appreciate you.
This is the beginning of a beautiful kinship, brother.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I say, I definitely can't wait to see you continue to win and to know you've been at this for 10 years. And you've just, the DJ portion is the newer portion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
you got your stripes with the whole producing thing, and I like that you said hip hop
Mm.
produced. I was like, yo, I'm definitely gonna put a light to that because there's a story behind that. But you know, my first question, I always ask this because I'm just interested to know how did we come with Tough Luck Kid as a name?
Man, I wish it was something like crazy. So my name is Tyson, and I always just went with producer names or like aliases that started with T was like a big thing. Um, for a while, I was under T1000,
Oh, yeah.
which was a shout out to Terminator 2. But I thought that was a little too, like, the spelling is weird. You know, you gotta tell people, oh, you gotta do this, gotta do that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right, let me change it, let me rebrand. I mean, like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years, but it only in the last year or two I really felt comfortable like promoting, like mastering my marketing and really considering how I want to present myself. That took me the longest to feel confident in. really. And with that confidence, I felt like I got to come with a new name, a new persona that went with my new work ethic behind my music, behind what I'm doing. So I was like, all right, let me think of something more catchy that also starts with a T. And I don't, there wasn't a crazy story where how it just clicked. I don't know. I think Tuff. You always comment like Tuff. Oh, this is tough. This is
Yeah,
tough.
yeah,
And I love like flipping stuff. Oh, that's tough luck. Like that's a whole nother meaning, another flip to like what tough is represents. And
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I love playing with words. Tough luck was a thing, but then I was like, that's kind of hard to find online, so I added the kid at the end.
Yeah,
And I think a big catchiness with artist names or song titles or your artwork is to find a way to incorporate your name with like a common phrase people don't like think about.
I didn't think of that. That becomes muscle memory because
Right.
it definitely did stick out. Tough luck, kid. I was just like, the Batman theory was right under the nose.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, it's simple yet complex.
Mm,
Like, so that's dope. Yeah, it becomes muscle memory because
right.
it,
And
it has a ring to it. Absolutely.
no, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Appreciate you.
Man, okay. So hip hop producer. Again, I noticed you told me that and sharing that. So what got you into hip hop production?
Growing up, my pops always, he was a big Fabulous fan. Big, yeah, he's not that big on Kanye
Yeah,
anymore, but he used to be huge on Kanye.
yeah,
And like, I don't know, those soulful, like Just Blaze productions, the No ID, Ninth Wonder, like stuff like that is where I always was drawn to, like Tribe Called Quest, early Tribe stuff, like
absolutely.
those like really resonated with me growing up just because my pops always played it. And specifically like in high school, I this is when I really found out my love for hip hop or just music in general. But hip hop was something I felt like I really wanted to create. But I love all music.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
but man, I heard it was a Kanye record. It was Devil in a New Dress. I heard that beat and it was just like something like it just gave me so much confidence to make, like I was like I want to make that, like specifically. So through specifically Kanye and Jay-Z, like looking up how the beats were made, what sampling was, like I can't even imagine what I thought some of these records were before I knew what sampling was. Like I just thought that was, I don't know, just people in the booth or whatever, like making all this stuff.
Yeah,
But sampling really stood out to me. I love sampling so much. I think, especially as a music lover, it gives a new life, a new body to all this like previous undiscovered records or like even cool new records, but people don't hear it right, so you got to alter it, and then they're like, "Oh, that's fire," and then they go to the original, and they're like, "Oh, this is fire." Just showing love to music is what really got me going with all this sampling and sampling roots in hip hop, and that's kind of why I love hip hop and why I mention what I do is hip hop because
yeah,
those are the roots of hip hop itself is chopping up and getting your records or vinyls and be able to make it unique with your own right. And that's kind of how that's how I am where I am now. Yeah, with
yeah.
all this hip hop stuff. Yeah.
You know, I asked that too, man. I'm glad that you kind of spoke on the sampling portion of it because I feel like you have to be a certain type of person
Mm.
to sample. And I believe me, man, it's never to be in malice or to poke holes, but I look and I'm like, this dude's ear, he has it. He has
Mm.
that ear. He has that ear because these are most of these songs that we hear, man, are memory for all of us. Like you say, maybe high school, you riding with your
Yeah,
pops.
yeah,
This is memory. So when you're able to, you know what, let me bring it up to 2024.
right,
That's the only way I
yeah,
see it. Like I'm
no,
gonna
definitely,
bring the old school back to us and let you know it keeps them alive, in my opinion.
yeah,
So
yeah,
salute you, brother. We
no, that's,
need more like that.
no,
We
thank you,
need more like that, and we need good ones. I don't take away from anybody's talent, but I have definitely heard some not so good ones.
sure, sure,
Not so good ones. So like I said, I've yet to hear that with you, man. And I could tell you actually take the time to actually make sure we hear what you're trying to bring us.
right, right.
Segue right into the next question. Take me through your your process when creating a track. What is that
Okay.
like for stuff like you?
So right now, YouTube is my best friend when it comes to as far as like the sampling goes.
Hmm.
Like over the course of, so originally I used to sample straight from vinyl onto an Akai MPC 25 XL, one of
Yes,
those.
sir.
Yeah,
Sir.
to do straight from vinyl, but I was having issues when I don't know, I wasn't, I felt like being restricted in some of my record crates just kept me like blocked in a way. And I moved out of my dad's uh, house when I moved up to college at Richmond, VCU.
Yeah.
And when I was at my new dorm, it was hard to bring all the records, like always get the records. It was just like a inconvenience in the middle of like college and stuff at the
Yeah.
time. So I looked up YouTube and just pulling stuff from YouTube. You can just download the URL, download the audio. And through YouTube, it's almost like there's so many hidden, just how like you and me appreciate the old. There's so many YouTube accounts with like 50 subscribers, and they're just posting all these like oldies that they just genuinely love, and like it it's so heartwarming to see other people trying to preserve all these classics that like
Yeah.
that are hidden soul gems or whatever record it is. So through that rabbit hole, I found all these different channels, and now whenever I'm like, okay, it's time to look for samples, crate dig, I just pop up my YouTube, go through my homepage, go through like related videos, and I listen for like probably spend like 20 minutes going through a bunch of songs, different songs, seeing which ones I like, which ones I don't. I save some here and there. Um, and then I after that like process of finding the sample is probably the hardest. Like once I hear it, it's like okay, this is the easy bit. But looking for that record that I'm like okay, this, and that's also the attention behind the loops for you that I always like, that I name all my beats behind,
Yeah.
because sampling is just looping. Like music is just loops. It's all loops, and like even the videos you post are loops. Like so for me, like finding those loops in the sounds I hear is the hardest part to do. But once you do, the rest is so easy for me. Um, yeah, I don't know. Add-in drums are always different, but catching that vibe is like the biggest thing for me. Um, and I try to like you brought up like modernizing. There's this big thing. You have boom bap. I'm trying to do boom trap and add like the trap elements. That's something I'm trying to pioneer. I did a little research to see if anyone else has done that, but I'm trying to start like a boom trap wave.
You own it.
Yeah.
You when you just said that, that I instantly thought of this shit sick
Mm,
again. Instantly thought of that because it's got so it's just that track is so busy to me. If that
mm,
makes sense, it's
yeah.
busy without the clutter.
Mm,
That's what it makes me like it. And
yeah.
then, of course, Chandler
Yeah.
compliments
Yeah.
it, and it becomes a beautiful
Yeah.
relationship. So that's a dope answer. And look, my brother blocked it. He didn't slid in there. That is actually a dope question. Do you remember what was the first sample you ever used? That's a dope ass question.
That is a good question. I appreciate you. It's definitely off of. I gotta look up the album. It's definitely off of the Marvin Gaye "Let's Get It On" record.
Okay.
I gotta look up the track list though.
Nah, go ahead. That because that's a dope one. That's something I didn't even think
I
of.
remember I like posted it to SoundCloud. It's like privated somewhere, but I remember I was like, "Oh, this is my Kanye moment."
And that means something. That shows respect, by the way.
Mm,
'Cause Marvin Gaye is one of the pioneers.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I was so lucky. So when I started, of course, you needed all these records, and my grandpa, born from like Louisiana, came up to Virginia Beach. I was able to snag a bunch of his records. So
Dope.
he like really put me on to a lot of stuff.
That's the best
Um,
way to get it too from the roots.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's "Please Stay." Yeah, it's "Please Stay" by Marvin Gaye. That was like the first record I remember sampling, and I was like, "This is a beat." Like that was like the first beat. I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool."
That's one of my mother's favorite albums,
Yeah,
period. So for
yeah,
you
yeah,
to even say that just bring us closer just by that answer. Shouts out Block Legend
yeah.
7 for that
No, thank you for that
question
question.
there. Yeah, because I didn't even think of that because again, like I say, it takes a different type of person to sample.
Mm,
Um, most people don't even know how to break down loop like you just.
mm,
They just think, oh man, we're gonna do this. They throw a couple man hi-hats to it, whatever they do, it's no. You have to tell a story in music at
yeah,
all times, at least
yeah,
in my opinion. You have to tell a story, and whether you're interested or not, that's even how some of these artists that's out now, and I'm not talking the newer ones, and there's no disrespect to them, but most of these artists to me, they're the creation of fad followers. Like just because somebody says it's cool, that's what they're going with.
yeah, yeah.
I remember hip hop to be, yo, who is this person? I use Chandler again. Like I heard you speak on a track, and then I wanted to know what else you had to say. I just think it takes a different type of person to do what you do.
Mm.
I love that, man. But now I gotta know because since you come out and now you're letting us know who Tough Luck Kid is, what was or what is networking like in your field as a producer?
Yeah, yeah. That's a great question. That's something I'm just now starting to really focus on. I think gratefully working with Chandler and touring, getting those like just how we first met, like in Chicago, like meeting
Yeah,
people in person is such a different type of connection than just sending like a DM or whatever.
I agree.
Um, and you really get to understand the person and really be like, okay, this is someone I want to work with, you know. And really through the touring is when I'm starting to really expand and try to get my foot in the door with these other artists because there are some amazing people we've got to work with through touring. Um, yeah, Why Try? He's from Cambridge, like Boston area. He's amazing. Sophie, I know you know
Yes,
Sophie. She's amazing.
yes.
So I mean, just gratefully, like through what I'm doing right now, it's just naturally happening, and I don't have to like, send a mass email kind of vibe and just be like this name behind a screen right now.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm trying to build those relationships through meeting them and those like in real life connections we've had to just expand on that. And that's something I'm really focused on now. Uh, from like my getting my own brand, working on those connections is a big next step for me for sure.
Is there a preference as far as the type of artist you look to work with? Whether it's personality, you don't strike me as the type that really cares about the style of the person. You allow people to be who they are.
Yeah, yeah.
But is there like I'll say this, what is like a red flag? Like an artist you wouldn't work with, because you seem like a chill guy, and as long as you're chill, you'd be willing to work with
Yeah,
a
yeah.
person. So what is something that may have tough luck, like, nah, that's not for me?
Man, I mean, first of all, you gotta have love for what you're doing. I think is huge. Like if you look at things from a more like materialistic, like, oh, I'm just doing this like for whatever, like to show like if you show me you have passion in what you're doing, oh, that's a green flag. Um, I think as a personality goes, I mean, you have some crazy people out there, man. Like just someone who, if you don't respect others, if you don't respect people behind your back, like I don't know, you just got to be a good person. And as easy as that is to say, it is hard. It is hard to find good people, man.
It is.
Um, that's why I'm so grateful and lucky with Chandler. Like he is one of the best people I know, and I'm so fortunate to be along with him in this ride. And yeah, I think just being a genuine good person, like that's that, and like actually caring about music. I don't care what style of music you make. I don't care honestly if it's good or not. Like if you have a vision, you have a goal, you want to spread a positive message or vibe or whatever, like I'm a co-sign it. And I would love to be a part of it. I love spreading. I love making people move. I love making people feel like they can do whatever they want to do. And like if I can find that in other artists, and then that helps me spread that message even more, like that's a win-win for me. That's all I look for.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That is, and that's what my brother just said. And I think he broke it down the process because he had just asked what was the process of working with you, which you broke that
Mm-hmm.
down in the midst of it. Um, you do sound like me. Those are my goals, man.
Yeah.
Again, my brother helped me make this platform just to, I want to be that place. The goal for Fleazy is to, down the line, you know what, if there's a story to be told, you want to tell it at the Logic Lounge. Like, no judgment here. No, like I say, unless you're out here hurting children, the elderly, or some sacrificing folks, Satan, and like, that's a little too much for me. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
past that, I listen, man. I believe you got to see that, man. You got to meet one of my brothers and my sis, and that's the energy all the time.
Yeah.
That's the energy all the time, and I love that about you because, dude, you're tough luck kid, but you came to me as Tyson.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You came to me as Tyson.
Yeah.
Real cool, real chill, just shoot the shit with people. You'd be surprised that there are artists I have ran into that's not. And I don't judge. That's their business.
Right,
You know
right,
what I
right.
mean? I just know where to place myself with
Yeah.
that. But that's dope, man. Tell me, how no, actually, I know what I want. I want to expand because when you say if you have good energy, that made me think of something. With how chill that you are, right? You've been in the game for 10 years. Has your chill demeanor and your genuine spirit ever been an issue for you as a producer as far as people trying to take advantage of you?
Mm. So I do work very tight.
Okay.
And like I mentioned, I'm starting to get into that more networking world.
Yeah.
And I think through that, like I am starting to notice when it's right to work with someone, it's not. Like you kind of, are these people really nice to me, or are they like, what's the motive? You know, like,
Yes.
so so far, I don't think I have,
Mhm.
but that is definitely like something I am trying to be really cautious about
Yeah,
because
you
I
have to look
know,
out for. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I know, and I appreciate you uh, telling me how chill I am. I do know, like, even just in relationships, sometimes, that can get manipulated. So that's definitely something I'm trying to be very thoughtful when it comes to like the business side of things.
Yeah.
Um, but that's something I'm still learning through, and that's something I'm going through right now. So
Yeah.
hopefully, I mean, like I said, like the people really close to me, I don't have to worry about. So
Absolutely.
like I'm like straight on that end. It's just more so when you start expanding, that's when you get vulnerable. So yeah, no, that's something I'm definitely staying cautious about. And I appreciate you bringing up. Yeah.
No, because it's the truth, man, and that's one thing I always want. I pride myself on. Um, I want to be that person that's able to ask the hard questions because it's just a person wanting to know, as opposed to bringing you on here. Just I can't stand a person gaslighting. I can't stand a person that man allure you in just to bring some bullshit. I'm like, no, we're just having a conversation, and sometimes conversations can get a little
Yeah.
uncomfortable, but if you know it's coming from a good place, most people don't mind
Sure.
answering. You know what I mean? Because that's something that I thought about. I'm like, man, this dude's real chill. And man, coming from Chicago, being born and raised, man, you have family members you have to watch.
All right.
I take that back relative because I create my own family. I can't
Mm,
create my you have to be careful because there are some people that just want to, hey, piggyback, or there's a difference from piggybacking and working with somebody.
right.
I love to work with people. You know what I mean? I'm the people I've talked to, even you now, is what's helping build my platform.
Mm,
But it's like one thing about it, you're gonna have a safe place.
yeah.
You're gonna have a genuine time and a genuine person to talk to. And eventually I get to make money off that. You know what I mean? I don't like when a person, like when I think of you as a producer, thinking of somebody who doesn't know you coming right in talking about, hey man, when I make it big, like it's one
Yeah.
thing to barter. Shouts out to my brother Block Legend Sevens taught me that. It's one thing to if we're working together and we're on the goal together, that's one. But just because I may not be at a certain level by your standard doesn't mean I'm not worth anything. Like my
Right.
time is precious. Everybody's time is precious. So I had to ask that, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, answering that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And being honest with me with that. So now I got to ask, man, we got 10 years in the game as a hip hop producer. What made us add the DJ to the beginning of
Mm,
Tough Luck Kid?
yeah. Man. So another another thing. Shout out to my dad. He like one year bought a. Here, hold on. I'm gonna get it.
Hmm.
He bought one of these. Right. And that's exactly the one he got. Right. Um. And my dad is the type of guy who like he loves gadgets, he loves hobbies, but he'll drop it after like a month. And like same goes for me. I do that too. Um,
Understand.
I think at the root of myself, I am a I love being on the sideline. I love being like the supporter. I think that's how I got into beats. Like I didn't want to be a rapper, although I did rap for a little bit, but that's like a whole nother story.
Right.
I love supporting. Like if I go out to the club with the homies, I love hyping them up. I love like bringing the energy and like shining the light on someone or something. Um,
Very
so I
selfless.
that's how
So
I got into like producing. I'm also a drummer. Um, and then through that, it was just like, okay, let me see what this like mixing DJ and stuff is about. Called up my dad. I picked up his old turntable that was collecting dust, and just through in my dorm, I was just like through the passion of music, I was learning how to mix things. Cause I mean, like a lot of like back to hip hop, a lot of like producing comes from DJing. So it was just like something that was just bound to happen.
Very true.
It was always like a side hobby of mine. It wasn't the main thing, but like I mentioned, I was drumming and I was in a band. I still am in a band with Lunch Special. I don't know if you
What?
followed Lunch Special. Yeah,
Shout
yeah,
out
yeah,
to
yeah.
Lunch Special,
Of course,
Carmage.
of course. No, like he is also amazing. Another lucky person to have like in the music, in the business. Like shout out to Lunch, Hassan, Fields. But we were in a band. I don't know why I'm saying past tense. We are in a band.
Yeah,
So he was Lunch Special, and then the band was the Cafeteria, right?
nice.
And we just play like live versions of his rap songs he has on streaming. And through Lunch, he was homies with Chandler, and because they went to the same school together, VCU, for
Oh,
theater, drama stuff.
okay.
So that's how they met. And then through Hassan, Chandler was like asking around for like some DJ that could do some live shows here in Richmond, like not like a full-time DJ, but just a DJ to see like what could happen. And like Hassan was like, "Yo, Tyson, you brought up like you DJ, da da da. Like, would you?" And he hooked me up with Chandler, and then we talked, and then I was like, "Yeah, like," and that was the first time I really like I've done some like house shows, but I've never did like a supporting rap show or like a big live show kind of thing. And I'm very grateful Chandler was able to like put trust into me to be there. And like those were like some of my first shows, and especially rap shows. And
Yeah,
I don't know, just I think like I brought up my supportive nature. It just works so well. Like when you have someone so amazing,
yeah,
it just makes my life so easy. Like that's what I feel like I'm meant to do, is just to support. And like when they're killing it, oh, I can like that's what I'm killing. Like yeah, that's kind of how that DJ. We did a couple shows, and like I think also what I brought up earlier, Chandler, I think felt that energy from me, and I felt his energy, and we were like, okay, we don't want to like. I think from early on he knew like, okay, if I want to do this, I want to do it with tough luck. Just like not even on a technicality, because I didn't have like all the fancy gadgets or like. I think he just fucked with me so much as a person. Sorry if I don't
dude,
know if I'm allowed to swear.
you're in the lounge. Go
Um,
there.
he just messed with me so much as a person that he just kept on hitting me up, and I'm very grateful for that. Um, and then through that process, I learned more about how to live DJ and how to like put sets together and stuff. So I owe a lot to Chandler for trusting me. But that's how that DJ part came in. Yeah.
I'm about to mess your head up here, tough bud.
Go ahead.
I don't think there's ever been a person to answer that so selflessly.
Mm,
That you just told me you got into DJing basically because you're great support.
mm,
Like I'm almost willing to put money on it. There's DJs that's not thinking like that. That
mm.
speaks volumes,
I
volumes,
appreciate that.
brother. To that you're instantly bringing the good energy, which means you have no choice but to win. There is no losing for you.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
yeah.
losing for you whatsoever. It's just all about time, matter of time,
Mm,
when it's going to happen. It's not an if, it's when.
yeah.
And that's like shouts out to a lot of people like they want to know. Nene wants to know, do you have a favorite artist that you
That I like?
that you like to sample as far as
Oh,
when you're sample? That comes out from
oh.
you met my sis. That's the one
Yeah,
you
yeah,
met that
yeah. Shout
day.
out. Yeah. No, much love. No, thank you. Man, probably like, I mean, I love like the impressions. Right now, I think on my next batch of sampling, I'm really messing with this band group, The Notions.
Okay, I'm sleep. I like to
Um,
get woke though.
yeah, The Notions are killing it. But I try to sample all over, but like the impressions came to my mind instantly. Um, Hold on, I got my records right behind me. Hold
Yeah,
on.
I could tell he had to check. He had to check the
The
resume.
what a knots is
Okay.
was like one of my starter ones. I remember they were always like a good go to. Yeah, I'll just stick with impressions though. They came to my mind quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love sample impressions.
And it is, that's right. That is a real DJ. Shouts out to my brother, man. Now you know Easy has to ask his personal question. One of my favorite songs right now is This Shit Sick, man.
Hell yeah,
Tell me the origin behind that. How did we create this song? I
yeah.
need to know the origin.
So through DJing with Chandler, he's someone that loves to keep the circle as close as it can be.
Understood.
And, and he didn't know me as a producer at first. He knew me more as a DJ.
Okay.
And through just hanging out with him, working with him, he was like, "Bro, you produce, like, you're an amazing person. Like, like, why not just have you produce for me also?" And like, all his producers are like homies of his. Like, he doesn't reach out for like clout people or whatever makes the most sense. He keep like his best friends from high school, middle school still produce for him type. So like he he was just like so adamant, like, yo, we need to make a song together. Like, you're part of the circle. Like, it only makes sense. And through that privilege, I was just it lit like a huge fire in me. I was like, oh, okay, like I need to get one with
Yeah.
them. And through that, I was like, for I don't know how long that took, but like 2, 3 months, every other day, I was sending him beats, and he's not someone that's going to be like, oh, this is whack, or like, oh, like,
You're right.
but he was just
Yeah.
like, he was very particular on like the sound he was looking for.
Mhm.
And at the time, he didn't really know either, but he knew it when he heard it. So I was just sending him whatever. And I remember he was really big on, and this is something I've learned. He's big on space. He's big on leaving room. In my beats, I was like, what's the best way to compliment someone like this? And that's kind of how I structured that beat. I was like, you know, you have the 808s, you have that little, there's like a little like delayed like bell thing in there. Well, other than that, I was leaving room for him. Just like when I DJ, I leave room for the main artist.
Yeah.
And when he heard that beat, he was like, "Yeah, this is it. This is it." And from then on, I was like, "Okay, I understand um, the the beauty of leaving out stuff." I think a lot of people they're like, "Oh, I gotta add this. I gotta do this." Even like if you edit videos or do a painting or whatever, it's like the art of taking away is much more valuable than putting stuff in. And I learned that through Chandler, and that's kind of how that beat really got picked, and we were able to work on that one because he saw the beauty in the space, and that's I love that song. I love that song.
One
And
of
we got
my favorites.
no, thank you so much for the love. Yeah, we have some fun ones coming out soon. So
The
it's gonna
boom
be
trap
a lot more of this shit sick stuff. It's gonna be fire. So
already. So, dude, I seen in your story you posted not too long ago where you were working with TMA. So you're cooking.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
cooking. You're
Yeah.
cooking.
No, he's someone who really not only he's like just a great dude. He can get to a party animal if he wants to, but he can chill out. Like he's a beautiful person too, man. And he really reflects that in his music also because he was showing me some of his country stuff, some of his like
Mm.
he's got some like Blink 182 stuff, and then the rap stuff, and then like singing. Like he is crazy. No, he's crazy. That's someone like I really admire also, and I would love. Hopefully that one can come out. But yeah, I love I love TMA also, man. Yeah.
So have you been to a point where maybe you studied the artist in a way? Like when working with somebody, do you come to what is the process when you work with an artist as of these last 10 years? Like, do
Yeah.
you look to see what type of person they are? Or do y'all just kind of go freestyle? Like, is there a certain process you do when working with artists?
So I love to compliment whatever they're thinking. Like I don't have a general folder I just send to people. Like I love making them like making a beat and being like, oh, like so and so would fit on this. And I try to curate kind of those experiences the best I can to make that relationship feel more like genuine. Um, because it is at the end of the day, like I do generally mess with these artists, so it's like I want to add to what they're doing and not like I don't know throw like a wrench in it or whatever. Like,
Mhm.
um, so I try to curate when I'm working with artists, but honestly, there's a lot of times where I'll just go like they'll be over and I'll just go through my music and then they'll be like, oh, this one or just I mean just like how I kind of worked with This Shit Sick. Also, it's like I would love to get to the point where I can curate and like really compliment these artists,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, it's whatever. It's up to the artist. Like I just have the privilege of providing like whatever they're looking for, and there's so many times where I send out beats and I'm like, oh, this one's kind of not as good, but I'll just send it whatever, and then they're like, oh, this is amazing, and I'm like, whoa, okay. So like being open to the perspective of my artist, I think is what can make you successful. Like not being closed minded, not being like, oh no, you should use this one. Oh no, you should like. It's kind of like trust going both ways, and being open is like the biggest keys to success when it comes to working with artists,
Yeah.
in my experience. Yeah.
Y'all see how chill this man answers is. This is a real, genuine dude,
My
man.
guy, thank you.
Ah, yeah, the man that's popped in. I gotta ask, man, because the DJing portion it is fairly new to you, because I got to experience it myself. What was your method, or is your method now that you will be doing this on top of production? What was your method for crowd control?
Mm. First of all, shout out Chan. I see you, homie. Shout out
Yeah,
Chan.
I already know.
Man. So being the person that likes to be on the sideline, let me tell you, to like find my voice when it comes to crowd work, when it comes to being confident, um, on stage, it took me. I think it's just more of a perspective that I had to learn. It's more so like I try to treat these shows like it's a hangout, like it's like I'm not above anyone. Like we're all there to have a good time. We're all on the same level. I'm just behind the laptop, you know? And I think that perspective really helped me be able to like talk to the crowd, to whoever, because it's just like, oh, it's just the homie. Like it's not a big deal. Like they're there to support, and like I'm just there to like obviously for them to get their money's worth, but like also I want to reflect that love that they give me. And I think that perspective really helped me gain confidence being on stage and really like letting loose and stuff, because it shouldn't be that big of a barrier to get up there and address the crowd, um, because they're just, I don't know, everyone is just there to have a good time, and if you just think about it like that, it makes it easy, you know. And especially when there's people like you that are there and actually listening and actually are paying attention, and I'm so grateful. Like all the fans that we've met just show so much love, and
You're
that just
genuine,
makes,
dude. You guys are good people.
yeah,
We
yeah.
feel that. We feel that. You know what I mean? I have been to shows and had a good time, but also don't feel the connection. Like I said, I hung with Tyson,
Mm.
who happens to be Tough Luck Kid.
Right, and I'm so
That is
glad.
such a difference, man.
I'm so
That is such a
glad
difference.
that's reflected.
Yeah. And I could tell you're getting better at it. With the one the show in Chicago, you was like, the way you talk to me, y'all better dance. And they was, oh yeah, they did. Natural will always win, Tough Luck.
Yeah,
Natural will always win. We might go through some shit. The doors may be harder to open at times, but at the end of it all, we will always win. And people feel that genuine when you're around them. And even when you're partying, we feel that it's like you're partying with us. You're not even doing the show. You just happen to be on stage.
yeah. No, that makes me so happy to hear, because that's exactly how I want it to come off, and I'm sure Chan feels the same way, and that is what's like so beautiful about doing live music. Is it's like there shouldn't be a separation. Like everyone is involved. Everyone should. It's like, I don't know. I'm big on like the universe and like energy, and everyone is connected, especially in a room like that, you know.
I agree.
So I'm so glad you felt like you were a part of what we were doing, because that's exactly how I want everyone to feel.
Yeah. Now listen, I have to say it to as we wrap up the show tonight, man. Him and his brother Chandler, man, gave me an honor I didn't even know I was doing. I have this thing where since I've been following Chandler, when he drops songs and they hit me a certain way, I tell him. And that's how the whole Damn It Chandler thing started. The fact that they had planned to do that and was more worried about how I would take it than the iPhone agrees, apparently, than just the feeling that was behind being a part of someone. I came as a fan. I came as a participant wanting to enjoy the show. Like, dude, I knew then. I had already met you by then, and this is before the show. And then when that happened, I'm just like, yo, it's something about these dudes that I just know great things are going to continuously happen for both of them. That it has to be. There's no other way around it. Now, you know, I have to ask. I asked all my guests what's an interesting fact about them before they come to the last. I saved the best for last. My brother Tough Luck says I was arrested in France at the age of 5. I have to say freely, nigga, what? So with that said, brother, please give me. If you shared that with me that far, I was like, I feel like I could ask him this. How in the hell? What happened with you getting locked up in France at 5?
All right, so I am mixed, right? My pops is black. My mom is originally from Bosnia, right?
Okay.
So English is like her fifth language, right? And my parents moved to the States, to Virginia, and that's where I was born and raised. When I was 5, my mom was like, I want to take you, because she lived in Germany for a little bit after Bosnia. So a lot of
Yeah.
her family are in Germany. And we were taking, a plane ride over there, and we had a layover in France, right? And we get to like the border patrol, like the people working at the airport or whatever, and they're asking for our passports. Somehow, I don't know how, my mom somehow like misplaced it, right? And let me tell you, I mean, I haven't been back. I haven't been back. But they, the French embassy, whoever, they were all on our shit, right? My mom having like this heavy accent. She was trying to be like, yeah, we're American, but she has this thick accent. I'm this mixed kid with this fro. It's like, it didn't look like it was lining up, but it was real, and
Yeah.
they were just like, nah, we ain't, nah. They thought we were like smuggling type, like,
What the?
yeah. So they were just like, we putting you in the jail cell. And I don't remember much, but I we were in jail for like 3 nights, right? And this is all through my mom because I don't remember, but she tells me
Yeah.
like I used to drink like I was drinking like powdered milk and that shit. And like there's this fun story. Like I had a Game Boy with me,
Yeah.
and I found this like other kid in the jail cell, and I like gave it to him. I was like, "You need this more than me," type of vibes. Um, but then after like the third day, the United, because my mom was calling my dad that was still in the States, and
Yeah.
my dad was like trying his hardest to get us out, do whatever you can, and he somehow was able to get the United States embassy to like get in contact with the French embassy and be like, yo, they're American, y'all need to chill out.
Wow.
um so through that we were able to get out, and then we had like this like marshal guy come and like have to like escort us onto a plane and take us back to the States. And there was like, I gotta try to find it, but there was some news reports about it. Um, so yeah, and then we were fine after that. But that is how I was arrested at the age of 5. Yeah.
Hence, I'm gonna say this: if this was the comic, that is the origin of the name Tough Love. That is the origin,
Mm.
because that's some tough ass love. That what? I'm just passing through, yo. I'm trying to get to the crib.
Yeah.
They like, nah, we don't believe. Lock him
Yeah.
up. Wow. I had to ask that because, like I said, you shared it with me, so I figured that opened the door. So I was like, okay, I definitely need him to elaborate
Yeah.
on that, man. Now, just got a couple more questions for you before I get you to the rest of your evening because I've enjoyed this so much,
Oh,
brother. And one of
likewise.
my questions for you is, my brother Block, man, is huge on, each one teach one, things like that. So, as a producer that has been in the game 10 years and going, what advice would you give to a person starting off as far as what would it take to get that ball
Yeah.
rolling?
Um, I'm so glad you asked that because that's like one of my biggest things I want to preach when it comes to doing this music, when it comes to doing what you want to do. I think, starting this back in high school, I had a lot of friends at the time that were just like astonished. It was like I showed them like a Einstein equation when I showed them like a beat or because they just couldn't fathom how I was able to do that. And I would just sit them down and be like, you can do whatever you want to do. And it just comes with the grit, the obstacles, the like being persistent. That's like the biggest. Sure, there is skill, don't get me wrong, but being persistent being able to, like, if you really want it, you got to do it every day. You got to, like, and that's the hard part. And that's what I try to tell people. I think everyone has the power to become who they want to be. It just takes those obstacles to overcome, like being persistent, like having that confidence. And if I can remind them to have that confidence within themselves, like that's like one of my main goals when it comes to making music. And to any producer, like, please, like, find the artist you love and try to recreate that sound, because with that you'll pick up on your own unique stuff that you can add to that pot, like just like how I did with myself. Like, it all started with Kanye, Jay-Z, but now I'm starting to, like, find my own fingerprint, and to wear those inspirations on your sleeve, I think, are very important, and just be grateful. So, like, if anyone starts this, just appreciate what you're doing. I think is the biggest thing to think about and consider, and that you truly have the power to do it. Yeah.
This dude is shit as hell, man. This dude, you're going into politics. It's all said. Since he's going from producer to DJ to politician, we need that. He's like, you can do it. You go and get that shit. I fucking love it. For the artists out there, once the editing team chops this up and I put it on YouTube and we do the clips, um, how does an artist get in tune with Tough Luck Kid, or is Tough Luck Kid even open to other artists at the moment? And if so, how do we go about getting to you to maybe have work magic with you as well?
Yeah. No, I'm definitely. If you agreed with anything I said, please reach out. If you just have love in your heart, please reach out. I really appreciate anyone that reaches out and shows love to me. I will show equal love back. Um, Tough Luck Kid can be found on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all streaming. Tough Luck Kid. Um, yeah, feel free to reach out, DM, comment underneath the post, whatever. I love collaborating. I love being a part of something that shows love. Um, so please feel free to reach out, and I would love to hear if anyone has any questions or anything. Or yeah, no, I'm open. I'm open to it.
This dope. This brother's just dope, man. This brother's just dope. Final question the other night, Tough Luck. When it's all said and done, I've changed it around and I'm not asking end goals anymore because I've been around some astonishing people that say we just gonna keep this going until the lights go out. So I'm gonna ask you, as
Yeah.
far as Tough Luck Kid, the artist, the producer, the friend, the DJ, what is the mission?
I think I was grateful enough to be raised by my mom, who showed me the value in the planet Earth, and all the cultures, all the she made me travel with her from a young age, and through that has made me appreciate all different kinds of people, all different walks of life, all different cultures, and I want to be able to get to a point where I can reflect like that in the music. I think everyone deserves to experience the planet Earth. And I know not many people are privileged enough to leave their neighborhood, to leave their state.
Yeah.
And that really breaks my heart. And I want to be able to be that vehicle to express how beautiful, even though there is a lot of dark stuff out there,
Yeah.
there's so much beauty also. It's a yin and yang. And if I can educate people, and more specifically the art of the world, that is my goal.
Damn. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, you have that. That is Tough Luck Kid in a nutshell. Brother, I cannot thank you enough for allowing me to sit down with you. This cannot be only sit down in the lounge. It's kind of a thing once you hear, now gonna have trouble getting rid of me. I don't make the rules, brother. I just,
Oh, I love it. I
you know
love
what I
it.
mean? So I appreciate this, man. Any final words before we get out of here today? Any upcoming projects? What do we have? What do we have coming? Tell me something before we get up out of here.
Yeah, I just uploaded a EP with some instrumentals from my Loops for You series that I've been doing. So there'll be full beats, and it should be up. Hopefully by next Thursday. I'm gonna try to do a Tough Luck Thursday release.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, so very exciting, very exciting, and I hope to release more music in the future. But right now, I'm focused on that EP and starting make more visual content. I really want to be more engaged with my audience. So
Absolutely.
just staying on my grind is like the biggest thing right now. But yeah.
That's it. Well, man, I'm gonna make sure all my peoples, if you're not following this brother, I need you to correct that. Please and thank you. Because we need more amazing people. I'm very grateful to have these amazing people to even come to my platform for me to even be able to extract knowledge and just have a real good talk. Run around now and say,
That's
uh-oh.
that's
But
one of those
look,
ones I was hinting at. Those are one of the ones I'm hinting at. Yeah, it's run around. Those are
there's
next.
there's a method to that man's madness.
Yeah, no, that one is crazy.
Chad
Crazy.
just gave me the secret on the lounge. Now that's love right there. That's just love. That's love. And you are expect. See now, Tough Luck, you might end up getting these messages too, because it's really like I play like the angry Fleazy, but he's a fan. He's a supporter. But I'm sick of y'all shit in the positive way, and I'm gonna, and I'm gonna say it every chance. Like I'm sick of this damage, man. I'm sick of it. Like
Yes,
what?
sir.
Stop. Just stop. But no, man, I'm loving it, man. I appreciate you so much for coming through today, brother. You have an amazing spirit. You have an amazing talent. Please continue to do what you do when you do it, man. And we just can't wait to see what's next, man.
No, thank you so much. You also, man, you show so much love, and I was, this is my first live thing, and I felt so calm because I knew who I was doing it with. You are such a great spirit and calming. It's an honor to have met you, and thank you so much for having me on this platform. Really.
Man, Tough Luck. You let me know, just like I told Chandler, man, if Fleazy and the Fleazy Squad can help in any way with what we're doing, never hesitate to ask. You pretty much know when I see y'all stuff, because I don't care if I'm on the road. You know I'm on the road when I just quick send it and I don't tag and all that. That's how it is like that. Man,
Yeah.
shout out to my brother Block Legend 7 who has taught that. He's embedded that in me
Mm,
to where you show love, you get love, man.
mm.
And that's just what we're gonna continue to do, man. And so yeah, that's that. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Logic Lounge with Fleazy Jones. That's me, episode 91 with Tough Luck Kid. It's gonna be people that look back at this and be like, oh shit, that was him. Yeah, y'all be sleep. Y'all be sleep. And I see it beforehand. I'm grateful for that. Because
Same,
y'all
man.
already, come on, man. Y'all see it. It's in your face. But, man, Tough Luck, I appreciate you, man. And, of course, this is brought to you by the great general and my brother, Block Legend 7. And, sir, I'm going to end it how I always end it. Tough Luck, I tell them, Living off good instinct counts. So always keep your logic. Love y'all.
Sure.
See y'all next
Much
week.
love,
We
homie.
out. Much love, brother.